And welcome everyone back to the card review. This is the last episode where we're going to review the Shaman, Warlock, and Warrior cards of Whispers of the Old Gods set. I am excited to get through this and then I can finally start playing. Oh, I'm just kidding. I actually really do like reviewing this. I really like this set a lot. And I'm glad Blizzard put a little more time into this. So Shaman cards. Shamans are actually now pretty good. They got Tunnel Trog in the last expansion, and they got some pretty insane cards in this one. So let's start immediately. Evolve. 1 mana, transform all your minions into random minions that cost 1 more. Now, it does. First of all, it doesn't specify whether the things in your hand or deck happen. I think it's probably stuff on the board. That means your totems become 2-drops. I think someone on Reddit was pointing out that Onyxia and an Evolve gives you a 10-drop and a bunch of 2-drops, which means you could get Doomsayer. Ha 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 ha! That'd be really funny. Yeah, this is a fun card, very RNG based, but it's probably just gonna see play when someone plays Onyxia and does it. That's really the only thing. I don't think this card is very good. In Arena, it might not be that bad because you trade efficiently so that you have 1 health and then you go face with the rest of these minions. Then you play Evolve and you get things that all have full health, and your opponent's progress is sort of wasted. Assuming you have board control, but that's sort of more a win more card if you're playing this in Arena. In Constructed, it's really just for those fun combo-based decks, I feel like. Primal Fusion, give 1 mana, give a minion +1/+1 for each of your totems. Oh man. So they want to synergize with hero power, but I don't know. It is 1 mana though, so if you have at least 2 totems or more, then you immediately get value out of it. But then people, with this card coming out, people know to play around it by killing the totems instead of smarking. So I don't think this is going to have a very good impact, a very big impact. And of course, you have cards like Tuskar Totemic and Totem Golem that are pretty crazy. In addition, this is a 1 mana. You can make one of your totems a 1/3, I guess, but that doesn't do anything. So you're really just going to use this to buff something huge and make an efficient trade. But I do like this card. This one is actually pretty good in Constructed. In Arena, this card is actually going to be pretty good too, because you draft Totem Golem, you're going to have a really good time, and Tuskar Totemic, you're going to have a really good time with this card. It's only 1 mana, and it doesn't even overload, so that will make for very efficient trading. We have a 2 mana Ethereal Sentinel. Two mana, 3/2, a Battlecry, unlock your overloaded mana crystals. So immediately when I saw this, I'm thinking Lava Shock. But 2 mana, 3/2 is already pretty strong as a 2-drop. It's pretty good. And the effect, I think someone was saying this one only does it on on your currently overloaded cards. So if you play Elemental Distraction and then you play this card, you have a chance. But I don't think it's that good. Aside from the 2 mana, 3/2. But you already have Totem Golem, so why would you play this card? Totem Golem is much better. And if you're playing Overload, you're playing Tunnel Trog, so yeah, I don't know. This one's not very good. Oh baby, Stormcrack. 2 mana, deal 4 damage to a minion, Overload 1. So people are immediately thinking Crackle, but Crackle can be directed at face, and that's what made Crackle so stupid in Aggro Shaman. So yeah, I don't think this was a much more balanced form of Crackle. I like it more. They basically nerfed Crackle in doing this. They make it guaranteed 4 damage, of course, so you know, you couldn't roll 6s like you could on Crackle. And you know, I think this card is very well designed. But Lightning Bolt just is probably better because you get 1 less damage, you still overload the same, 1 less mana, and you can direct it at face. So Lightning Bolt has more flexibility than this. They just wanted to nerf Crackle, really. In Arena, this card is not very good. Or no, it's actually not that bad, because you play Flame Cannon, right? And Flame Cannon is random, and then you don't overload, so it's okay. In Arena, this card is alright, because it's a 2 mana, 3/2. Alright, 4 mana, 7/7, Flame Wreath Faithless. Faceless, Overloaded 2. Oh baby, the arena like dream basically. Yeah, this card is pretty good in arena. So I was used to think that if you add the overload cost to the mana cost, you should get about how much it should really cost. So 6 mana 7/7 is pretty good. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this. It's gonna be pretty much an auto pick in arena, I feel like, because getting a giant out immediately is going to be very efficient for you, and you're gonna get at least 3-for-1 trade, if not 2-for-1s or 4-for-1s in fact. But yeah, definitely a really good card in arena. In constructed, I think this could see a play in where you just throw this out in 4 and you say deal with it, and BGH is 5 mana, right? So it's gonna be more of a surprise factor when this card comes out, and you go, what? Okay. Yeah, in arena this card is pretty good, and in constructed it's alright. Master of Evolution, 4 mana 4/5. Battle card, transform a friendly minion into a random one. Excuse me. It costs 1 more. So 4 mana 4/5 is Yeti stats, so that's actually already pretty good. And Battle Cry, transforming a minion, is really good because you play a card called Recombobulator, which pretty much does the same thing, more or less. And Recombobulator is already pretty good. This card is going to be pretty crazy in arena because you can trade efficiently, then transform your minions, and then then this card, then you get value out of that minion. Your opponent loses a little bit of board advantage because this is a really good tempo card to ensure that your board doesn't die. And never do this on a 1-drop or one of your totems, of course, because you can get Doomsayer. Yeah, okay. This card is good in both constructed and arena. I think it's going to see a bit of play. At least people are going to try it. Hammer of Twilight, 5 mana 4/2 weapon. Death Battle, summon a 4/2 elemental. I like this card a lot. I'm just going to say that. So we already have a 5 mana weapon in the form of Doom Hammer, but this card is not a Doom Hammer, but it's still pretty good in the mid-range Shaman. You're getting a lot of value out of this card, and that's what the mid-range Shaman is oriented around. Yeah, not much to say about it. A 5 mana 4/2 weapon is not very good, but let's just think of it as a 4 mana 4/2 weapon, and then a 1 mana summon 4/2 elemental, which is pretty good. So if it was they just really like the 4/2s, but if it was 3/3, it'd be more solid, or 2/4, it'd also be more solid. But 4/2 is nothing to complain about. The Shaman Legendary is Halaziel the Ascended. I'm sorry if I mispronounced any of these cards wrong. Whenever your spells deal damage, restore that much health to your hero. This plus what's the card? Elemental Destruction. Yeah. Is basically a Reno Jackson. If you can hit enough a big board like a zoo board, you're really just gonna heal up to your heal the number to 30 health. You're gonna be very solid with if you combo with that card. And then of course you Lava Shock to rub the salt on your face and you're like, ha! I'm not overloading 5. Yeah. But this is pretty good. That's really the only reason. It's really just going to be an efficient board clear and a Reno Jackson for you. That's pretty much it. And the last card, and then of course in arena this card is not very good because it's very specific. In arena this card is pretty great. I love it. Yeah, this card is not very good in arena because it's too specific. Thing from Below. 6 mana 5/5 taunt, costs 1 less for each totem you summon this game, and it also has taunt. This is actually a pretty good card, because if you hero power enough times, you can get a free 5/5 taunt, which is pretty good. So this is added to that Faceless Flame Wreath, I don't know. But yeah, you can, this card has a lot of value. If you hero, it's Inspire, make this card cost 1 less, so it's pretty good. You're gonna get a lot of value out of your arena cards, and yeah, this card is very strong. Basically, it's just after Blizzard saw that people were playing Murgleton in their Shaman decks, so that they could trade the Shaman hero power for the Hunter hero power. They wanted to make some cards that were better for more totem based, so that people would stop doing that. and I think they've done a good job because these cards are pretty crazy. Warlock cards. 0 mana Forbidden Ritual. Spend all your mana, summon that many 1/1 tentacles. So this is Tentacle Explosion basically. Although you don't get to deal damage, it's not that bad actually. If you spend 10 mana, you're only getting 7 tentacles. Yeah, that sucks. But like I said, I like these Forbidden design. And this one is not terrible, but the thing is, the reason why Implosion was so good is that you can deal damage. It's a hybrid, it does 2 things at once, and that's why Implosion was very poorly designed. This one really just does 1 thing, and you know what's gonna happen, so that's what the strength of this card is. Yeah, this one is pretty good. In Constructed, I don't think this is gonna see play because AoEs are just too prevalent, and this is not going to. This literally just dies to a Whirlwind in Control Warrior or Patron Warrior, so people will cry when that happens. And in Arena, this card isn't as bad as you think, because if 1/1 Silverhand Recruits are strong, then this card will be pretty strong. Although also it's a you get whatever the cost is, so it's very flexible. Like I said, flexibility is a key thing in Hearthstone. 1 mana 1/1 Possessed Villager. Death Rattle, summon a 1/1 Shadow Beast. People were immediately thinking Zoo because of the stickiness of this card, but the Death Rattle isn't the best. It's 2/2 in stats, which isn't terrible, but it's not that good either. I mean, sure, it's an Argent Squire, pretty much, I was thinking. And there's not much to say about it other than it's decent. It could probably, it's not a replacement for Flame Imp though on turn 1, but it could be a one-of. I think if people play Argent Squire, definitely people will play this card. And the 1/1 that summons doesn't do anything, by the way. So this card is, like I said, has potential. And in Arena, if you can draft Argent Squire, you're gonna draft this card. So. But this one doesn't. The thing is, this one, both this and Argent Square, but will both die to Earth Shock from Shaman, sadly. So, 2 mana, 3/2 Darkshire Librarian. Battlecry, discard a random card. Death Rattle, draw a card. Oh, okay. I don't know what to say about this one. So 2 mana, 3/2 is good in stats, but Battlecry to discard a card, you're not even really getting any advantage out of it. And the Death Rattle can be silenced, so you could lose a lot of card advantage from this card. But I don't think it's gonna see play in the Constructed or Arena. Your cards are just too valuable that you're not gonna cycle, and especially it's in Warlock, so you can always life tap to draw a card. I'm pretty sure if you ask 100 Hearthstone players, would they rather life tap or get this card, or discard a card and then draw a card for free? You're definitely going to want to life tap because your life is much lower resource than your cards are, because your cards are literally your options for the game. And that's kind of the thing. So it's not going to see play in Arena or Constructed. Renounce Darkness. Replace your hero 2 mana. Replace your hero power and warlock cards with other classes. Those cards cost 1 less. Oh baby. So Gul'dan can now become any class in the game. That's pretty exciting. Now, if you play Murgleton, Servantly Murgleton, and replace your hero power, you will still get the other classes. And of course, you're gonna get all of one class. So like you can get all rogue, or you can get all mage, or whatever. But this is really just a test of, is your RNG better than someone else's? Because even if you get decent cards, getting a Thaurissan effect on all those cards makes them strong immediately, no matter what if they have synergy or not. But I think this one has a lot of potential in Trolldom videos to get the exact. Literally, it's a 2 mana, and then you can literally get 1 damage to finish your opponent because from the hero power, or you can get a ton of burn spells from mage, you know. So. But yeah, I like this card. In Arena, I don't think it's that. Well, in Arena it has potential because people in Arena, they draft random cards anyway, so this won't really make a difference in their deck. So this one might be good in Arena. In Constructed, not so much. 3 mana, 1/5 Dark Shawl Councilman. After you summon a minion, gain 1 attack. 3 mana 1/5 is really bad in stats. It's Agam Rager, literally. And this one is, yeah, not that good. People were saying, you know, I don't even know what's an actually good 3 mana stat line. So this one's not so good. And sure, I guess this is really good with like a card like Implosion. Sure, why not? But this one's not that good. I don't think. I don't really like it. So. And in an arena, this card's not very good because 1/5 is really bad. This is a win more card, honestly. And in constructed, it's not that good. Spreading Madness. 3 mana, deal 9 damage, randomly split among all characters. The first thing people thought when they saw this card is Grimlock, Grim Patron Warlock is going to be a new card. But the thing is, in Grim Patron Warlock, sure you do have the draw power of Gul'dan, but your cards you have literally one activator for your patrons, pretty much. I mean, sure, Mortal Coil kind of works, but that's really it. You don't have the same flooding as Grim Patron Warrior did, so I don't think this card is going to really make Grim Patron Warrior. And in Arena, this card is really bad. So, unless you have an empty board, in which case it's get 3 mana, deal 9 damage to your own face. Usher of Souls, 5 mana, 5/6. Whenever a friendly minion dies, give your Cthulhu +1/+1. This card is actually pretty crazy because 5 mana 5/6 is the form of Pit Fighter is already very strong. And then of course having giving Cthulhu +1/+1 is really just a bonus. I don't think this would be sort of in like a zoo. This is the mid-range-ish part of the zoo Cthulhu deck, where you flood the board and then you play Cthulhu to finish your opponent. Yeah, I don't know. This card is very good, but I don't know if it's really, the effect is really going to do too much, but I think it's good. In Arena, it's not an Arena, because it's a Cthulhu card. The Warlock Legendary is Cho'Gall, 7 mana, 7/7, War Golem. Battle Cry, the next spell you cast this turn costs health instead of mana. There aren't too many good Warlock spells that you really need, so... And of course, Warlock already uses their health as a resource when they life tap. They don't have Healbot, so I don't know if this is really going to do too much, because with the loss of Healbot, Warlocks don't have very much healing, so they can't use their life as much as they would like to. This will really only see play in Wild, where people can play Healbot. In which case, you're pretty set with this card. People are thinking like pay 3 health and then get a what's it called? The Siphon Soul, which isn't that bad, but I don't think this card is gonna see play. By the way, it's a War Golem, so nobody plays War Golem anyway. Dr. Boom is 9/9 in stats, not 7/7. 10 mana Doom, destroy all minions, draw a card for each. Oh baby. Twisting Nether and a draw engine, which isn't that bad. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna see play because it's too expensive. You just play Twisting Nether anyway. At least you can fit in a hero power when you play Twisting Nether. And drawing a card for each is not gonna do much because you're already life tapping as a Warlock anyway, so it's not gonna do too much. And the last class, finally we have Warrior. Deal 1 mana Blood to Ichor. Deal 1 damage to a minion if it survives. Summon a 2/2 slime. I don't think this is that good. This is honestly okay. So I forgot to do the arena review. This card's bad in arena. This card's also not very good in arena. No, maybe it has potential. This is not in arena, and I already said these. Okay, Blood to Ichor. Like I said, this card is not very good. In constructed, 1 mana, deal 1 damage. Isn't that good. The reason why Mortal Coil is played is because it can draw a card, and 1 mana to draw a card is insane. That's why Power Word Shield is played. Same reason basically. And a 2/2 slime is not very good. I mean, this does activate execute, so it might be a 1-of, but even then, in arena this card is not very good, unless you can do this on a 1/2 on turn 1. That's very specific though. N'Zoth's First Mate, 1/1. 1 mana 1/1, Battle Cry, equip a 1/3 Rusty Hook. It's also a pirate. This card is not the greatest. It's literally a paladin hero power, and you sort of get a life's justice, which isn't terrible. But you play Fire War Axe, so that card's much better, and a 1 mana 1/1 is pretty bad. So yeah, not much to say about that. Bloodseal Cultist. Yeah, by the way, this card is really bad in Arena. If it was a 1/3, a Equipa 1/3, that's pretty, actually would be better. If it was 1/2, that would be actually balanced, but this is just too bad. It's really bad. Bloodseal Cultist, like I said, 3 mana 3/4. If you control Pirate, Battlecry give you your weapon +1/+1. They really want to push Pirate Warrior, but I don't think that's gonna see any play. 3 mana 3/4 though, I would drop this in Arena. But the effect is way too conditional. But yeah, I mean, if you really want to give a weapon +1/+1, you play Upgrade. But the 3 mana 3/4 is really strong in Arena, so you're gonna see this in a lot of Arena runs. Blood Warriors. 3 mana, add a copy of each damage-friendly minion to your hand. So this is very comparable to Echo of Medivh. People were saying maybe you just Whirlwind and then you play this, but that's 2 cards to do the same thing as Echo of Medivh, and then you open a ton of cards to execute and stuff. So I don't think this is really gonna make too much, because Echo of Medivh is already not played, and people thought that card was broken. So this card's not very good. In Arena, this card is pretty much do nothing. I don't think it's gonna see too much play. Ravaging Ghoul, 3 mana, Battlecry, 3 mana 3/3, Battlecry, deal 1 damage to all other minions. It's literally Unstable Ghoul. The old gods got to Unstable Ghoul, and Unstable Ghoul is no longer very strong because Unstable Ghoul's strength was in its taunt ability, and the fact that it's a death rattle rather than a Battlecry. And the Battlecry, this is just too expensive. Just play Whirlwind instead. That's how you play Grim Patron Warrior. So yeah, not much to say about that. In Arena, 3 mana 3/3s are pretty good, and the 3 mana 3/3 that will Whirlwind is pretty good too. So 4 mana 2/6 taunt for Bloodhoof Brave, enrage +3 attack. I actually haven't seen this card, I don't think. Looks like this card is actually not terrible in Arena, because the enrage effect is not very hard. This is usually not going to get one-shotted, and it has taunt, so it has potential in Arena. In Constructed, it's just too slow to be played, honestly. But yeah, this card is not very good. But in Arena, it definitely has potential. It's one of the top picks in Arena. I really like it, but oh my gosh. Tentacles for arms, 5 mana 2/2 weapon, Death Rattle, return this to your hand. Oh my gosh, the infinite value is real now. Honestly, this card is terrible. There's no way you would ever pick it. Because 5 mana for 4 damage is terrible, and though it does have infinite value, it doesn't do anything. I remember someone on stream, I think, not on my stream, on someone else's stream or something, was saying like, Tentacles for arms, and then same effect, but it costs 1 less each time. So it becomes 4 mana, and then 3 mana, and then 2 mana, 1 mana, 0 mana, 0 mana, 0 mana. It might not be that bad, in which case. But with this effect, it's really bad. And the loss of Death Spite, this does not in any way replace Death Spite. Death Spite was just way too good on its own. It just threatened so much with the Whirlwind effect. And Ancient Shield Bearer, and then of course you just never play this card, and this card in Arena is pretty good, by the way. Ancient Shield Bearer, 7 mana 6/6. If your Cthulhu has at least 10 attack, gain 10 armor. Oh boy, they're pushing the Cthulhu decks. Cthulhu Warrior might be a thing. Gaining armor, Cthulhu Control Warrior, at least, let's say that. This one does reward you for having Cthulhu at 10 attack. And 10 armor is a lot. 7 mana 6/6 is alright. You know, people play Thorsand, which is 6 mana 5/5, so this is playable, but and it's not an Arena, obviously, so I think this card is actually going to be one of the best cards that rewards you. Because 10 armor, with the loss of Shield Maiden, I think controllers are going to need the Cthulhu engine. At least a mini Cthulhu engine in their deck. And the last card of Whispers of the Old Gods we have is Malkorok. 7 mana, 6/5, equip a random weapon. Oh baby. So 7 mana, 6/5 is not very strong. The stats are not very good, but you get a weapon charge, so you can do anything. You can get Curse Blade from this, which is really bad. But you can also get Gore Howl. This is 2 RNG to be played in Control Warrior. Because it's a random weapon, not one from your class. If it was one from your class, you're gonna get Curse Blade pretty much every time, or Fire War Axe, which is no value. Death Bite is rotated out anyway, and you're gonna get this Tentacles for Arms thing that does absolutely nothing. So, but this is probably one of the top picks in Arena. But because you can get any weapon, you have a better chance of getting something good. There's not much else to say about this. In Arena, it's not that bad. In Constructed, it's kind of bad. So thank you guys for watching my Whispers of the Old Gods series. Thank you for watching through the whole thing. I know it's very long, but I will see you guys when Whispers of the Old Gods releases, and I'm really excited because this set is going to be awesome.